welcome back to some more Ocarina of Time, which is being played on my Switch. In this video, you are going to see some horrendous skill as I struggle my way through the Deku Tree, falling and failing and falling again. So, I don't remember having this much trouble on the Wii version, like the Virtual Console there, and I don't remember struggling this much on the Nintendo 64 version, because part of my problem is it feels like the controls are like, I don't know, like a slippery, I guess, just maybe overly sensitive is a better word, or words, but I don't know, just something feels off. With that being said, I think this is probably the best looking version of Ocarina of Time, besides the 3DS version that you can play of the normal N64 game. I don't know how they do that either, how they like polish everything out, because now it looks like all smooth and not like it's from the 90s, more so like 2001, I would say. They cleaned it up well. I like this part here. I don't think I've ever failed before until this version. But for some reason, when I did that first jump slash, like I didn't even press the jump slash button, I pressed the roll button, and it made me jump slash. I tried it again, I think, and it didn't work. So they're here, off camera, because I was like, what happened? Yeah, I think the rolling right there might have been where I tried it. And this spot here is where you normally would want to, if you're speedrunning, you want to avoid the block, but in this case, I just jumped on it because I'm trying to play as original and as normal as the game wants you to, so we sacrificed the block to the ground. And this is our first exciting dungeon item. It shoots Deku seeds and it rots away, I guess, later on in the game, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, the reason that I am doing post commentary on this video is because the original was a bit more horrendous, with me struggling in a few areas, but rest assured, if you saw my Ocarina of Time 3D speedrunning skills, you'd be amazed at the differences, but I think that's probably because they're like two majorly different ways of controlling Link. One's a bit more polished and smooth, whereas the Switch version is just a sensitive mess. Like a small mess, though. It's still good. Like, I would definitely probably rather play this over the N64 version, just because it looks better. But then again, at the same time, I feel like the N64 version controls maybe a lot better. But it's been a hot minute since I've even played that one. But I remember with the Wii version, that it felt like it controlled better with my, I don't even remember what the controller brand was. It was definitely not something Nintendo made. I don't know, it was some Mask on the Wii, although I never actually beat Majora's Mask until the 3DS version, and then I followed the Zelda Dungeon Guide, and just the amount of stuff there is to collect in that game, it's a lot, but I'm always gonna like Ocarina of Time better just because there's more dungeons, and I was never really a fan of the 3-day cycle, but I still really like Majora's Mask. It's just, I like this game better. Now, if you had to ask me whether I'd rather play Majora's Mask 3D or Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64, I would say Majora's Mask 3D, because I really like that version. Here is another struggle. I've never failed that before. Well, I probably have, but not in recent years until this version. So I'm going to say in part skill issue as well as a sensitivity issue with the joysticks or the Joy-Cons. And then I'm not used to the inverted controls here. You know, I'm looking at these vines. I feel like they don't like stick out very much. I wonder if it would have been like a lot more work if they just put like tubes in front. Probably. Because it seems like a lot of the textures in the game are just sort of 2D. And I thought I was gonna fail it there again too. If I did, I was thinking about just cutting the video and then redoing it. But I thankfully passed through the cobwebs, and I started to realize, you know, this ain't a speedrunning, so I'm not gonna treat it as such. Because there's times when I'm speedrunning the 3D version, I never do this version. It's always 3DS version. If I have a bad run, like if I fail the basement jump skip, then I reset, because I mean, you can kind of get away with it once or twice, but after that you're just gonna be losing more and more time, and that's just not the way I roll. So it is what it is. I think I try to do this skip right here, but on the 3DS version, there's some lines against the wall that I have sort of memorized, which I had no intention of actually pulling this off, but I wanted to see if I could like find the markers, but there's, as far as I know, not really any good way right off the bat to tell where you're gonna jump. So I think I kind of had the right idea, just probably the wrong angle. Because there's sort of some leniency where you jump, and where Link will actually grab the ledge, but you gotta be fairly precise. But thankfully I don't really need to focus on speedrunning for a while, because I'm not really trying to beat my record. At least this winter, maybe in the spring, but not right now. And I'm pretty sure you can use the slingshot on these guys. But maybe I'm thinking of the orange ones. And you don't actually have to get this guy, he just tells you the code, which is 231, which I think a lot of Zelda fans probably have it memorized after all these years. Because I don't know, it just feels so iconic. 231, 23 is number 1. It's such a classic line. I feel like that's the, well, I'm not a millennial, but the millennial / zoomer, it's dangerous to call out and take this line. It's not mentioned very much, or at all, but it's like an unspoken line. Or maybe that's just me. there's this room. It's just, it feels so random. Like, why are there grates in the Deku Tree? Why is there just some sharp thing trying to kill Link? I mean, you could say a lot of stuff, like why is there doors in the Deku Tree? Why is there metal in the Deku Tree? Yeah, it just, why is there fire in the Deku Tree? It goes on, but we just gotta ignore it and just move along with the adventure. And with the block here, as soon as you pull it to its final spot, there's like a little gap at the end, kind of right there. Yeah, right there. And that's why I go back down, because that gap there, I'm pretty sure that's not there in the 3D version. Maybe it is, but I don't really remember it. It just seems so weird why there's the extra space. You don't need to kill these guys or anything. But if you want extra Deku sticks, you can go ahead and kill them. And I believe if you stun the Dekus that actually like try and eat you, if you stun them with a Deku nut and then kill them, I think they drop a Deku stick. It's been a hot minute since I've done that. I never actually used Deku nuts too much until I did speedrunning. Even now, I usually only use them for speedrunning, or that little Skulltula, which you saw there, which was kind of like, I can't think of the word, like muscle memory sort of thing, because you do that to jump down to the spider web. When you're upstairs, you stun the Skulltula, the Deku Nut, and then just jump by him. But you have to make sure it's still up in the air so you can actually go by. And it's weird in my case. I think my best time is somewhere in the 4 hours and 30 minutes area. And there's not really a whole lot of skips that I actually do. It's mostly just route optimization, I guess. I mean, I do a fire temple skip, like in the temple, because it's all glitchless. It's fun, but at the same time, I don't like grinding out the speedruns, because I can't play other games. And then, you see me do that jump slash there, and I was gonna try and one cycle Goma with the Deku stick, but you're gonna see me fail. So then I just end up using the Kokiri sword to finish her off. Because I forgot which the jump slash button was, even though I just did it. Pressure of the moment. So watch me fail with this guy. Or girl. Yeah, I failed the jump slash. But it's alright. As long as you can shoot the eye here. I mean, it's still like a 10-second time loss. But this isn't a speedrun, so it's good. And with that, that is going to do it for this video. In the next video, we are probably going to do Hyrule castle. So, until next time, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.